Everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys I'm going to be profiling you a deck that I've been meaning to bring to you guys for quite some time now. And I asked you guys on Facebook a while back, I asked if you guys want to still see this deck profile of this deck. And a lot of you guys gave me a good response and said yes, we would love to see this deck, and that is Armed Dragon. Now, for you old school players out there, you probably already know what Armed Dragon is, but for you newer school players, I'll explain to you what Armed Dragon is. So Armed Dragon is based off those level monsters from back in the day. Horus the Black Flame Dragon, Mystic Swordsman, the insect one, I forget what it's called, Ultimate Insect, Allure Queen. It's based off all of these level monsters, which they pretty much, once you do go through with their conditions by destroying a monster by battle or whatever, or using level up, you can go up a level and go into a different monster. And it was an awesome concept back in the day, and I hope it's a concept that Konami eventually comes back to and tries to revitalize, because it's really cool and awesome. So this deck, I'm going to also mention, is not supposed to be made against the main meta. This is more of a fun deck. It's more of a nostalgia type of deck. Horus, on the other hand, can compete against the meta because it can shut down spell-based decks, or decks that revolve around heavy spell usage. Armed Dragon is a little bit harder to win with sometimes, so it's more of non-main meta. It's more of a nostalgia and a fun type of deck. So I just want to put that out there as well. But what is Armed Dragon and what does he do? So pretty much Armed Dragon blows up face-up monsters on the field. So we run, I'll just show you quickly, we run the 1 Armed Dragon level 7, we run your 3 Armed Dragon level 5, and then we're going to run your 1 Armed Dragon level 3, which I'll talk about in a second. So as you guys notice here, you're going to notice very quickly, I don't run Armed Dragon level 10. Now there is a level 10 Armed Dragon out there. But I'm going to tell you from experience playing this deck, back in the day even, we didn't even run it that much. It's actually still an expensive card, believe it or not. Actually, if you look it up online, Armed Dragon level 10, it's like a $16, $17, $18 card. It's only got the reprint once in like Chaz Pack, the Chaz Pack, like back in the day, because Chaz Princeton actually played Armed Dragon in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime. But the fact of the matter is that Armed Dragon level 10, yes, he's got an okay effect, but he's so hard to bring out, and he can get so clunky in your hand that nobody really back in the day played him. And even to this day, unless you want to just throw it in there for nostalgia and make your deck a little bit less consistent, you can just put it in there if you want to. But if you really want to play Armed Dragon level 10, if you feel you need to play Armed Dragon level 10, then just take one of my other monsters out of the deck and just put it in there. But I find, and from playing this deck back in the day somewhat, Armed Dragon level 7 is all you really need. I mean, heck, even when we used to put back together, like I said earlier, put the Armed Dragons and the Horus the Black Flame Dragon in the same deck, you never ever really played Armed Dragon level 10 even then. So let me explain to you what these monsters do. I know I've been rambling for a while now, but I just wanted to explain to you this and give a background on this deck. So Armed Dragon level 5 pretty much states that you can discard 1 monster card from your hand, destroy 1 monster card on face-up monster card on your opponent's side of the field. Armed Dragon level 7 states that you can destroy, by discarding 1 card from your hand, you can destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls on their side of the field. So destroy 1 for 1, it's a 1 for 1, you destroy all face-ups by discarding 1 card, which sometimes I have done, and it can really swing the momentum of the duel. So I also should mention that this is a Solidarity build of the deck. What I mean by that is I do play Solidarity in the build because I love having beefy dragons. So we run 1 Armed Dragon level 3, and we run our 3 Masked Dragon. So let me explain to you the cool combo you can do with Masked Dragon and Armed Dragon level 3. So Masked Dragon can search out a lot of things in the deck, so to speak. It can search out other things in the deck that you want to get to at certain points of time. Excuse me. But he can mainly search out things like your Apocalyptic Dragon if you want to get it back, or things of that nature. But Masked Dragon, pretty much, when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you get to search out another dragon. And the cool thing you can do with Armed Dragon level 3 is, it doesn't matter if your opponent's going to attack through, 2 Masked Dragons and you have to bring another one out. But as long as you know they're not going to attack you for the rest of the turn, and you set the Masked Dragon to destroy it, you can bring Armed Dragon level 3 out. And what Armed Dragon level 3 can do is, so you end your turn on your opponent ends their turn with, and you have Armed Dragon level 3 on the field. Then it goes to your turn. And then on your standby phase, you can tribute him pretty much. I don't know if tribute's the right word, but you can pretty much tribute him to get Armed Dragon level 5 out from the deck. And then if you have level modulation or there's a monster on your opponent's side of the field, you can run over, you can attack over it, do whatever you want to, and pretty much get Armed Dragon level 7 out very quickly from the deck. So I do like the one Armed Dragon level 3. It's very useful in this deck, and it gives Masked Dragon another additional target and purpose. So I do like the one level 3. Then we run our 3 Alexandr Dragon. Because this is a Solidarity build, this is pretty much just a 28 beat stick you can summon to the field, or bigger, depending upon how many Solidarities you have out in the field. So pretty much he can just attack over things. It's really cool. I got all hollow Alexandr Dragons. It took me a while to get a hold of them, but eventually I found them. So, yes, we have our 3 Alexandr Dragons. It's just your big, vanilla, normal beat stick that you can summon to run over big monsters your opponent has. So yes, if you have Solidarity out on the field. Then we run our 2 tuners for the deck. Well, actually, we run 3 tuners, excuse me. We run our 2 Delta Flyer. Even though he only has 1,500 attack, which is really not that much to write home about, if you have Solidarity out on the field, and you have to keep in mind, every time I play Solidarity in a deck, guys, Solidarity stacks up. And on top of that, it just makes all your monsters that much more beefier and just beat sticks in general. So, Delta Flyer pretty much can become a beat stick, even if you don't have a monster to synchro with. But he can synchro with your other monsters to bring out different levels. Heck, I can even sometimes, I've only done it like once since it's been unbanned, but you can make Trishula in the deck. So, Delta Flyer can help you make Trishula, and it can help you make all your other synchros. So I do like the 2 Delta Flyer. Then we run your 1 Dreaded Dragon and your 1 Divine Apocalypse Dragon. As you notice as I'm going through this deck, it's pretty much very similar to my Horus build in the monster lineup, but in the spell and trap department, it's completely different. So I just want to apologize for that. I just find that it works very well because it's a Solidarity type of build. It can function with the Horus build of mine, it can function with the Armed Dragon build. You just take some things out and change some things up. So we run our 1 Dreaded Dragon and our 1 Divine Dragon Apocalypse. Divine Dragon Apocalypse is very useful because you can pitch. I think it's 1 face-up card, isn't it? Yeah. You can discard. Yeah. I always forget if it's 1 monster card or 1 card in general. I apologize. Brain fart. But you can discard 1 card from your hand to get your Armed Dragon level 7 back, which is really nice to do because if you've already gone through 1 Armed Dragon level 7, instead of running 2 Armed Dragon level 7 and creating like a dead draw, you can just recycle it with Divine Dragon Apocalypse. Plus it's searchable by, Masked Dragon, so yeah, it comes in handy. Then we run a 1 Dreaded Dragon, which can help search out our Masked Dragons to get the plays going. And like I said, with Solidarity, Masked Dragon pretty much becomes a 2,200 beat stick, which is pretty nice. But Divine Dragon is pretty useful, and plus he's a tuner, so it's cool. He's a 19 beat stick with Solidarity as well. Then we run some other monsters that work well because we run Solidarity. We run 1 Divine Storm, the Wind Dragon, 1 Pre-Material Dragon, 1 Red MD. Red MD, it's staple on any dragon deck. I don't care. I don't think there's a dragon deck I've ever played where Red MD was not in the deck. Konami, please make this card but go back to 2 or 3. I will love you for the rest of my days. I highly doubt they'll ever do that, but it would be so nice. Red MD is just staple. Prime Material Dragon can give you protection for your Armed Dragon level 7, which is nice. And Strong Wind Dragon, the only reason why we want him is because you can tribute a Masked Dragon. Masked Dragon is just much more, I'm going to say this personally, Masked Dragon is a lot more versatile in this deck than it is in the Horus build, actually. Because it can serve as tribute fodder. It could serve as fodder for getting other monsters out like level 3 and just doing combo plays. It's very useful in this deck. But Strong Wind Dragon, you can pretty much target another dragon monster out in the field, and if it always has Solidarities out on the field, you get half of that attack. He just becomes a big big man and just can run over things and becomes a big, huge piercer. So I like him in this deck. You never tribute him with the Monarch Storm 4th to go off, but just normal tribute summon him with a big dragon on the field. It's amazing. So those are the other dragons we want to support. And we just run 2 other dragons just because of generic beatdown, and they're pretty useful. We won 1 Blizzard Dragon and 1 Lanceworm Dragon. Lanceworm Dragon's a piercer. With Solidarity, he just becomes a bigger piercer. And Blizzard Dragon can help you out of certain situations, so I just like him as a 1-0 for right now. Until they come out with a better, maybe standalone dragon that's just generically good. Never know. And then onto your spell lineup. Now, like I said, guys, the spell lineup is a little bit different. Not that much different really, but it's a little bit different than my horse build, and the trap lineup is completely different because we cut the Royal Decrees. So we run our 3 Solidarities. This is like a main focus of the deck, I guess you could say. Solidarity stacks up, so if you have multiple Solidarities out in the field, you get more attack bonus. It's a really problematic card. People underestimate how good this card can be when you're just summoning like 28 beat sticks and you're like, bam, bam. They're like, I can't keep up with all these beat sticks you keep normal summoning. So 3 Solidarity, definitely staple in the deck. Then we run 2 Level Up. Level Up works very well in this deck. There's a whole bunch of different combo plays you can do with it to get level 7 out of the deck very quickly. Thanks to the Monarch Storm 4th nowadays. But I know a lot of people don't like this card. I feel like they should give an updated version of this card if they ever come out with more level monster support. It needs to be updated. Same with the Reborn spell, level modulation. It's an awful card. It's a very bad card, and they should just give an update to the deck, like a little makeover or something like that to make level monsters just playable a little bit more. But pretty much level modulation. Pretty much what you can do is you could just go from Armed Dragon level 5 directly into Armed Dragon level 7. So that's mainly what you can do, guys. I like it as a 2 of, 3 of, never. If you really want to, you can drop it to make it a 1 of. And if you definitely want to run Armed Dragon level 10, you gotta run 2 of those, no ifs, ands, or buts. Then we run our 2, the Monarch Storm 4th, which I personally feel like was just such a good card that they brought out in Duelist Alliance over a year ago. I mean, it just helped so many decks out. But the Monarch Storm 4th is very good in this deck. So you have about 4 targets. I mean, you could run a 3rd one if you wanted to, but I always find that I need 2. You have your Armed Dragon level 5 as one of your targets. You run 3 of those. And then you have your Prime Material Dragon. Like I said earlier, you don't want to use a Monarch Storm 4th on Strong Wind Dragon because you won't get his attack bonus. But these are your 2 main targets you run into. Your 3 Armed Dragon level 5 and your Prime Material Dragon. Plus, the cool thing is, it gets around problematic cards, which is really nice about this card. Then we run our 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, just pretty standard and staple. Then we run your 1-ofs, your 1 Dragon's Mirror, which is your ace card, your ace card, oh my gosh, I can't pronounce things today. Your ace card, I guess you could say, your backup plan. Then we run 1 Gold Sarcophagus and 1 Book of Moons. So Dragon's Mirror helps you bring out things like your 5-headed God Dragon, and when you have multiple Solidarities out, this guy gets really big. And it can also help you bring out First of the Dragons as well, because you do run Alexandr Dragon. Regeki, it's a momentum swinger. Gold Sarcophagus helps you search out Solidarity. So if you already have 1 Solidarity in hand, you can just wait like a turn or so, and then you can have multiple Solidarities, and they stack up, so you're just summoning big beat sticks. Then you run the 1 Book of Moon because it's a versatile card, and can protect your Armed Dragon level 7 too from things like 101 and whatnot in Castel. So yep. Now on to the trap lineup, which is a lot different than the Horus lineup. So pretty much we just run a lot of staple traps here. We run 2 Mirror Force. It just helps you because the deck is kind of slow. 2 Mirror Force. 2 Fiendish Chains, very useful in this deck. Things people will do to this deck to try to get around your big monsters. It's amazing. So 2 Fiendish Chain. Then your 1-ofs, your Compulse, your Bottomless, and your Solemn Warning. Guy says no, too good of a card still. Bottomless just helps you out, and Compulse is versatile in both offensive and defensive, I find. And that's it, guys. So that is the main deck, and we'll go on to the extra deck now, guys. So give me a second. So we run your 2 fusion monsters for your Dragon's Mirror, your 5-headed God Dragon, and your first of the dragons, which sometimes you go into. He's very underrated, I feel like. He's very useful. Then we run your 1 Leviathan Dragon, number 17 Leviathan Dragon, and your 1 Queen Dragon's Daijin. And you have to keep in mind, guys, because we all roll in Solidarity in this deck, your entire extra deck is dragons. Okay? So this can come in handy sometimes. This you sometimes go into. But that's what we run for the extra deck monsters. Then we run for your Synchros, 1 Iron Chain Dragon, 1 Exploder Wing Dragon, which is actually a pretty dang good card. Then we run your Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, your Black Rose Dragon, your Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. So Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, Black Rose Dragon, Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, and those are all for your level 7s, which is the main thing I usually go into. Then we go for your level 8s. You have your Stardust Spark Dragon and your Stardust Dragon. It's kind of fun to play both in the deck. What can I say? Stardust Dragon and a Stardust Spark Dragon, the manga and the anime. Then we run, just like that, we run your Red Dragon Archfiend and your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, the manga and the anime. Then we run, for your last ones, 1 Scrap Dragon, because it can be versatile, and your 1 Trishula Dragons of the Ice Barriers. Like I said, I've only made this like once or twice, I think. It's very hard to bring out, but you can do it. And when you do it, and you have Solidarity on the field, which is when I brought this out, because I was pretty much just, I was winning the game, but I just wanted to go overboard, and it just was ridiculous. So definitely Trishula. You can make it in the deck, which is really, really cool. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed this deck profile. Like I said, this is not a main meta deck. It's not supposed to combat main meta. It's supposed to be more of a fun-based deck, and it does do that. It is a fun deck to play around. But, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it is a fun deck to play around, and I'm hoping, just because of all the support they've been giving other decks like Toons and Red Eyes and stuff, I'm hoping one day they just give us level monster support, just generic stuff. I mean, maybe some new level monsters to play around with. It would be really cool to see that in the game. I mean, they don't have to make it super competitive. Just give me some good cards, man, and I'll be happy, like the Monarch Storm 4th, like they did for Monarchs. Come on. So, till next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and just enjoy Armed Dragon. I mean, like I said, guys, if you want to run the level 10, go right ahead, but level 7 is all you really need. And until next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see all of you guys next time. Good luck dueling to all of you, and go Armed Dragon. And level monsters in general.